Hi, welcome to Holistic Within. This is video number 2 on the series of love. Last week we were talking about the basic kind of love, the one that we were born pre-programmed with. It is called storges. That's a Greek word. We don't have an actual word for that kind of love. And the fact that we use one word to describe all kinds of love, it is very bad because it confuses us. And we end up allowing our psyche, our subconscious mind to just throw different kinds of love that we're not supposed to be using in different situations, and it creates chaos, it creates problems. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples to understand a little bit better what this kind of love is and how it works and how it can actually create issues in our life. The answer is love. The answer is always love, but not this kind of love. This is very primitive kind of love. This is not supposed to be used everywhere, and we tend to allow our psyche, our subconscious mind, to control our lives based on this kind of love, and then we blame everything on love. Anyway, let's get to it. We were talking last week about how it is born out of the subconscious mind. We have no control over this kind of love, and that's a big problem. And I want to give you an example. It happened to me about 3 years ago. I was driving in Mexico. I was going to the south part of Mexico, driving through an area in Mexico where it's very desolate. There is not a lot of towns. The life is very rough. It hardly ever rains, and just to make a living there is just very hard. And I have to pull into a gas station. I need fuel. I pull in, and a young mother with a child, probably 2 or 3 year old child, they approach me and they both say to me that they are hungry and they want to know if I can help. So I have a talk with my own heart. I'm talking to my heart, trying to figure out, should I help them? If so, in which way, right? So my heart looks at me, and it's like, really? It's a hungry child, and you want to know if you should help? Of course you should help. You're in a position that you can help this poor kid and his mom, and you should do it. So anyway, I decide to help, and I pull out of my wallet a big bill, enough for them not to go hungry in a few days. And I pull out of there, and I am happy. I'm feeling good. I did a good deed. I had enough love in my heart to change somebody's life, or somebody's day at least, right? So that was about 3 years ago. Last year, I'm traveling the same road, and I need fuel. I see the gas station. I remember that day when I pull in and I helped this poor woman and the young kid. And I need gas. I pull in. Now things had changed. This time it was not one mom and one kid. It was a bunch of them. I did not count them. Probably, I'm thinking 8, maybe 10 moms with at least one kid each. They all had kids. They all looked dirty. They all looked hungry. And I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? A couple of years ago, it was one mom that it was in trouble and needed my help, and now there's all these kids going around. They all, well, not all, but a lot of them approached me, and they were begging for money, and I'm trying to understand what is going on and what should I do. So the first question is there not enough people like me that are willing to help, and that's why they are still in this place, or is it maybe because there is actually a lot of people like me that they have easy access to love and they end up helping the wrong way, and it starts a vicious cycle in which we are the saviors and they are the victims, and we feel good when we help, and they feel like they have no option in life but to beg for money. So I got to think, how is it possible that something so horrible, this vicious cycle that keeps on growing, is going on when what we're doing is out of love? Well, the problem is that I'm pulling the wrong kind of love out of my heart. I am taking decisions Actually, let me rephrase that. I am not taking decisions. My subconscious mind is making decisions for me. My subconscious mind is using this tool, this love, to make me act on some things, like in this case, helping them to feel myself better. It is my psyche feeds itself using this kind of love, and I'm creating a vicious cycle outside and in here too, because I am happy with what I'm doing and I'm not growing. I am letting my subconscious mind rule my own life. And growth, expansion, or maturation is about learning how to control the subconscious mind and become creator of your own reality. But to create the reality that I want, to create the life that I want, I need to be in control. I cannot allow my subconscious mind to control it, otherwise things will happen to me instead of I'm gonna make things happen. So that got me thinking, and I started to learn a lot more about love, because, well, if love is creating this horrible thing, I need to learn what's going on. I thought love was the answer, right? So yeah, love is the answer, but the true kind of love, not the one that my psyche likes to throw out there in the name of true love, and it's creating problems all around me. So that is the first example that I wanted to give you, because it happened to me. It was so real. Like I when I got there and I saw these kids and they're all begging for money, and I'm thinking, what is going on? So it was powerful. Now, I'm not saying don't give money to someone that is asking for money. That's going to be something that you will have to find the answer to. I'm not saying giving them money is a bad thing or a good thing. It could be. It depends on everything, right? But what I'm saying is that our psyche has the power to trick us into thinking that we're helping, and that it's all born out of love, and it is just the wrong kind of love in the wrong place. And well, that's the example that happened to me, and actually I have a lot of examples, but another one that I could give you, I see these everywhere. Mothers that suffer for their kids. And when I say their kids, I don't mean their 3-year-old kids or 4 or 5-year-old kids. I'm talking they're grown-up kids. They have to be needed so much. For a mom to feel value, sometimes they have to be needed. They want to know that their baby needs them. They don't grow with their child. And when their child is no longer a child, they still give their lives out to them, even when they don't need them anymore. Okay, this is getting confusing. How do I... Instead of a parent, a mother or father, learning how to dial this love down and increasing the other type of love, they continue to give a lot of love, of this kind of love, to their kids, even when they're not kids anymore, and then they suffer a lot, because now, let's say a mother is struggling because her son is an unlovable person, is just a bad man, it's I don't know, a criminal or something, and this mother suffers a lot in the name of love, because she has not learned that it is an automatic psychological response, and it should not be happening. We can overprotect our kids, we can give them all they want, make them happy, and while making them happy, we're creating chaos in their subconscious mind. They can actually control our psyches, because they know that their cuteness and their vulnerability that creates an access to our subconscious mind via storge, via the automatic response log. So now my kid plays me like a fiddle, because he knows that if he extends his arms and just starts to cry, that I'm going to tap into my automatic love mode, and I'm going to pick him up every time that he needs. Now, if he's a few months old, that's the perfect response. But if he is 4, 5, 6 years old, and he's just playing my subconscious mind, like he makes me buy all the things that he wants, and he's becoming a sugar addict, and he just has this behavior that he becomes uncontrollable, and it's all because I am always tapping into the wrong place for the wrong kind of love, and that creates a lot of chaos. That creates a lot of problems. We can see this in marriage too. For example, a young couple, they fell in love and they love each other madly, and everything is great, everything is perfect, but it's their subconscious, it's their psyche that threw them both into a pot of love, and because their psyche is the one in charge, is the one that threw them into love. Their psyche is the one that is going to pull them out of love, and as hard as they try to stay in love with each other, they cannot do it because they are not in control. Their psyche is. And now the things that made each other fall in love, those are the same things that are going to become a problem. And now, he loved her for her smile or her laugh or her whatever, and now he hates her for the same reason, because the psyche now got tired of that, and it just created. I was not supposed to talk about marriage in this video. Everything in our lives is related to love, and how we love, what kind of love are we using, and we should really learn when to use what. Like I said, when my newborn when my baby is a newborn and he cries every half an hour in the middle of the night, I need an automatic love so that I can wake up loving him and not hating him. And that is perfect. The automatic response, the fact that my automatic mode with my crying baby is I love him or I love her and I want to take care of him, that's a great thing. But if I allow that automatic response to come and splash my life with all these different places, and everything is masked or painted with love, this is not going to be good. So what other example I can tell you? When I love myself too much, that I indulge in too many things that I shouldn't. That is actually, I said it completely in a wrong way, because in reality I'm not loving myself. My psyche is loving itself, and now I don't know, I buy all the things that I want even when I cannot afford them. Now I eat way too much of the things that I shouldn't be eating because I love myself too much. Not true. My psyche is loving itself too much and is controlling me, and I'm thinking I'm loving myself. That's why I try to be very clear when I say love is the answer, and if I need to heal, this is where love comes into play with health. Health, it's about loving myself. Loving myself. I am in control of the love for myself, not my psyche. So when I treat myself to something, some food that I shouldn't be having, or some activity that I cannot afford, or things like that, I am not loving myself. Definitely not loving myself. I'm letting my psyche love itself, and I get confused, and that's where I think the psyche is myself, and this is getting out of hand. This is not a video on the ego. Later on I will talk about the ego and my subconscious mind, and the difference between my lower self or my subconscious mind and my higher self, my higher consciousness, which is truly me, and but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, for now, the topic is love. The topic is storge, the automatic love. It is creating chaos in our life. We have to start by identifying the areas in my life or in our life where storge is showing up uninvited and creating chaos. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. I don't know if we'll continue talking about storge. I don't know if we'll jump to the next stage, which it's probably going to be filial. Who knows? But it's going to be a topic about love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.